So there's a story from, I think it's Jocko Willink's book, Extreme Ownership, where he talks about there are two boat crews. So you've got boat crew 2 and boat crew 6. So boat crew 2 is smashing all the tasks, they're winning everything by miles. And boat crew 6 is languishing behind, in last, and not doing very well. So the instructors have an idea where they change the leader of boat crew 2 to boat crew 6, and boat crew 6 to boat crew 2, and they see what happens. And what ends up happening is boat crew 6 goes from last to first, and boat crew 2 goes from first to second, but still, massive difference. And that just goes to show the power that a good leader can have. I mean, there's a biography of Napoleon, and in it, he talks about how when he's on campaign, there are a lot of plans for coups, and no one recognises the fact that his son is the next in line for his empire. And it made him realise how much his empire relied on him, and how it was all about him. And that's just the effect that a good leader can have. They're so important that without them, it just can't function properly. And I guess you could say the Napoleonic Empire was doomed because of that. Because it only relied on one man. And without him, it was very difficult to continue. So these stories, to me, demonstrate that a really good leader is infectious. And so is a really bad one. When a leader is bad, the team loses motivation and everyone starts attacking themselves instead of pushing forward. But then what makes a good leader? Because when we think of leaders, we think of, the arrogant, I'm the one. We think of the Napoleons, right? The people who the world can't live without, empires can't carry on without. But not all of us are going to lead like that. When you have to lead a group of people, there are multiple ways you can do it. You can self-lead. I think leading by example is the most important part. I can't stress that enough. I think if people actually see your example, they're much more likely to follow it and believe that what you're doing will lead to a good outcome. Because that's the other part of motivation. It's believing that your efforts actually produce something. And I feel like you can believe in that anyway. But having someone else who believes in it, that creates a lot of infection. A good infection, not a bad one. But it can also go in the reverse. So leadership is a weird one. I think there are so many different ways of doing it. I think there are many ways of... I think not leading by example is one of the only ways you can really get it terribly wrong. It's by telling everyone else what to do and not doing any of it yourself. Yeah. There's not really any answers here. I guess it's very individual. But I'm just thinking about it.